In this Friday, September 22, 2017 photo, Dr. Pina Fragoso poses for a portrait at the home, being used as a safe house for personal items being pulled from the rubble across the street from an apartment building that collapsed from an earthquake in the Condesa neighborhood of Mexico City. From the base of a crushed apartment building on the corner of Amsterdam and Laredo streets, Pina says she coordinated the medical care of those pulled from the structure, between rescuers, doctors and ambulances. Not having anything to tell the families of those trapped made me feel helpless. I pulled 3 people out alive, which was worth every ounce of effort spent these days. I cried every time we found someone. Natasha Pisarenko, Associated Press, Mexico City. When a magnitude 7.1 earthquake struck central Mexico, toppling buildings and leaving hundreds of people trapped, Mexicans quickly mobilized a mammoth rescue operation involving police, firefighters, soldiers and other professionals bolstered by an army of everyday civilians. The volunteer workers have come from all walks of life, and they include large numbers of women, underlining social changes in recent years that have seen Mexican women move into roles traditionally restricted to men. Women did participate in rescue work after the devastating 1985 quake that killed thousands in Mexico City, but only in relatively small numbers. Juana Huitron, the most famous of the female topos, as Mexican volunteer searchers were known, has said she faced machismo back then. Since then, even though women still make up a smaller percentage of the workforce than their male counterparts, they have become leaders in education, business and the arts. And since the deadly September 19 quake, women are working alongside men digging into rubble to search for possible survivors, leading campaigns to collect food and medicine for those left homeless, and comforting relatives of the deceased. Here are some of their stories. Karen Pina, doctor with the Red Cross from the base of a crushed apartment building. Pina coordinated between searchers, doctors and ambulance teams to arrange medical care for those rescued from the debris pile. Not having anything to tell the families of those trapped made me feel helpless, she said. I pulled out 3 people alive, which was worth every ounce of effort spent these days. I cried every time we found someone. Elizabeth Jasmine Lopez, volunteer wearing a hard hat and reflective vest, Lopez joined in the arduous hunt for survivors, shoveling through mounds of rubble the first day after the quake. I was 14 years old during the '85 earthquake. I was a Girl Scout. I volunteered at a donation center, but with fear. In 2017, I have a lot of strength and hope, Lopez said. Tragedy makes you value life, and as a society, together we can lift up a country with love and hope. Frida Islas, student, a 22-year-old, Islas was studying when the quake struck, knocking out power in her school's building. She walked 6 hours to get home and started aiding the rescue immediately after. I help because people need support. I don't know them, she said. I remove debris, bring supplies and give food to scared animals. It saddens me to see the city like this, but the union between Mexicans comforts me. I couldn't stay at home knowing how the city is right now. Veronica Aguilar, computer sales. Aguilar was in a supermarket when the quake struck and rushed home to her 11-year-old daughter. At first, she stayed home, but then concluded she had to do something. She took her daughter to a collapsed office building to help and show the girl the importance of helping, however possible, in the face of tragedy. The first days after the quake, I didn't leave my house because of fear. But I decided to leave so that my daughter could see what is happening, to make her aware. So that she sees when you can help, you should, Aguilar said. Among Mexicans, there is a lot of love. When something bad happens, we know that everyone chips in. Myrna Mogul, actress. After the quake, she went to work on a different stage, a collapsed apartment building. She put on a construction hat and began digging through debris, helping look for anyone still trapped inside. Whether you are a man or woman, you must help as a human being, she said. Find people alive or dead, but find them so that people can continue with their lives. It doesn't have to do with gender, age, class or profession. It has to do with your ability as a human to help others. Associated Press writer Christine Armario contributed to this report. Copyright 2017, The Associated Press. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten or redistributed.